Hey guys, welcome back to the Chaotic Kids channel, where I, Michelle, document my life here on YouTube as I try to become a full-time author while also traversing the world's multiple personalities. If that sounds interesting to you, stick around. But today we are going to be talking about how I kind of gave up on the Rough Draft Challenge and what I'm going to be doing moving forward. So let's get into it. Hey guys, so today is the 22nd of November, and as I said in the intro, I have pretty much given up on the Rough Draft Challenge, unfortunately. I kind of knew this was gonna come, because I'm not really good at sticking to plans and stuff, but like I did do a lot of my goals, like not a lot of my goals, but I did say that I wanted to work solely on JJ's project. And that is something I did. I worked solely on JJ's project pretty much, minus like an extra 1,000 words that I did for just journaling words. But other than that, like I've had a really fun time just working on JJ's project. And I'm not saying that I'm giving up on JJ's project, because I do, at the end of the day, still want to get it published. I still want to publish my picture books and stuff. I still want to do all that. And to do that, I need to obviously write the books. And so I'm just like, I have all these goals still. Like, I have all these ideas and goals that I still want to accomplish. I just don't think currently with the Rough Draft Challenge is my right, like, to do it. Like, I don't know, like, if I do something, I feel like I have to accomplish it. Like, say, write the 30,000 words in a month. Otherwise, I'm like, I'm a failure, and that would hurt me more than if I didn't do it, kind of thing. Like, does that make sense? So I'm like, I do kind of have to give up on it, but also at the same point, I'm like, I need to accept that I feel like I knew in the beginning, like, I probably wasn't going to be able to do it, just because I do push myself too hard during, like, set goals and stuff, which I'm trying to work on, but it's just hard for me. And, like, I mentioned this so many times, like, I do have alters, and I have multiple personalities, and, like, it is hard, because sometimes some people want to do this, others don't want to do this, and it's just, like, you have to work with balance, which we are not good at. But yeah, so we're giving up on the Rough Draft Challenge, but that does not mean we're giving up on writing. We are still going to continue writing. We obviously still want to finish JJ's story. We are currently, like, I don't even know the word count we're at right now. We are currently at 36,379 words in JJ's project. This is us not restarting, but getting back into Act 2. So really the reason why we were kind of like, so for this week of the week of the 16th, we really haven't worked on JJ's project, mostly because we didn't know how to continue it. Because of the fact that we hit this point in Act 2 that we're like, how were we going to continue on with this? And, like, we had ideas of, like, what kind of mental health but, like, what kind of mental health disorder, I don't like using the disorder word, but, like, what kind of mental health I don't like problem either, but, like, like, what is JJ's current mental health status? And, like, I have him as, I've decided that he's going to have dissociative identity disorder. Something similar to me, but I'm pretty sure I lean more on the OSDD side rather than the DID side, just because I believe I have loads of systems, and, like, I have systems within systems, and I feel like that's more of a OSDD thing, but I could be wrong. I don't know. But I've never been officially diagnosed, so I'm not 100% sure. But, like, I decided to do this DID thing mostly because I'm like, I do want to kind of, like, not necessarily share my experience, but also, like, show that people with mental health in the spiritual, like, in the Catholic field, like, they're not something to be dangerous about. Like, not dangerous, but, like, I don't know. Like, I with this contemporary series of of the moving into scripture that that Grace is trying to write, it's going to have a lot to deal with mental health and the spiritual works. And that mostly has to deal with the fact that, like, I'm trying to write real characters. This is taking place in the real world. And so it's just like this real stuff is happening, and I'm just like, I'm trying to I don't want to say integrate, but like really share like how they're similar, but also it's okay to be different with them, because everybody's story is different. And so while I was working on JJ's for like 3 days, I was just contemplating on how to execute it, because I'm like, okay, I do want this, but I don't know how to do it, because like, yes, I have something similar to it, but I'm like, I feel weird writing it, because obviously I'm just one person, but I know right now I'm just a one-person show. Well, one person, but like, I'm just one sole writer doing it. And I know whenever I get done with the book, I'll send it to beta readers before I send it to a publishing house. I'm going to send it to some sensitivity readers, so they can all, like, people with DID, so they can maybe help me express what I'm wanting to express. But I did chapter 13, which is the next chapter in the book, and I've really, really enjoyed what I have written down. Basically, I originally wanted JJ to have 3 parts. So there was going to be JJ, which is the original or the host. I say original because that's the part that like everybody, like the beginning of the book, knew about. But he got pushed back into a cell. Then Julian took over, who was the Dark Force prosecutor, I think is what people mostly call them. And then Jay, who is the compassionate person who's trying to get JJ out of the cell. And I thought those were just going to be the 3 people, but there actually turns out to be like 6 or 7 of them. Which I'm a little hesitant to write that many, but at the same time, I'm like, how JJ needs to heal from this point onwards, or how the body needs to heal from this point forward, is JJ getting to learn each part of him, like each part of himself. Understand some of his traumas, like not all his traumas, but like get to understand like some of his trauma that happened to him, why he is the way he is, and stuff like that. And I feel like a lot of the reason is going to be very similar to me, because like I don't believe JJ was ever hit as a child. I'm not saying that like you have to be hit as a child to have DID or anything. It's just like his is more emotional and more verbal sayings rather than like physical, sexual, and stuff like that. So yeah, it's kind of what's going on with JJ's story. I do plan on writing more in JJ's project. I might still continue on with this month, just working on JJ's project. But for right now, I'm not going to worry about the rough draft challenge. I'm just going to solely work on writing my books, getting them done, and also working on myself. And like what I mean by working on myself is I want to do more, how do I put it? Like, I was going to say productivity, but like more coping skills, but also like just, I need to get reaccustomed to myself almost. Because sometimes I go in these spurts of like being super hyper focused on healing myself, but other times not doing it, and it's like, okay, I need a balance. But it's, like I said, it also just depends on who's out and about at times. But like I want to do more reading, because reading really helps me. I want to do more walks. I haven't really done a walk in a very long time. I want to get back to saying my 4 rosaries a day. I've been at least saying 1, yesterday I did say 1. I just wanted to get back to doing my 4 rosaries a day just because it makes me feel better. Doing my spiritual work again. But also I need to get working on my groups that I want to start, like my writing group that I would love to start. I want to do my I was gonna say nonprofit, but like the books that I want to do for other people, like those nonfiction works for others. yeah, those are some things I'm wanting to be working on. Yeah. So I'm basically what I'm trying to get at today is I'm giving up on the rough draft challenge to, I don't want to say pursue, but like do some other works in my minefield space of what I want to do. Yeah, I hope you guys will still stick around and just get to know me a little more. And also just get to see me on this journey. So, yeah. So I gotta say, I hope you guys all have a lovely day, and I'll see you guys next time, okay? Bye!